Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Monomyth. Now, before I continue, what am I doing this episode? I'm in this area, I'm carrying far too many items and there's no decent repair facilities. Right, yes. So you're over there, I want to be going this way. To head back out and find an anvil. Preferably one with an adjacent furnace. I also need to be exploring this area. That's the wrong door. How did I get in here? Because I clearly entered that chamber through another entrance that is neither of these two doors. Come in. Guards on the... yeah. Unless... somehow, magically, there is another guard over at this end, which I highly doubt. What I could just do is lower the drawbridge. That would get me out of here fairly effectively. So annoyingly, while I would like to progress, I am at a situation where I realistically need to offload some things and, more importantly, repair everything.
Hey! Oh, it's you.
Indeed.
I'm sure we can come to an agreement.
Quite possibly. Maybe I should go and retrain. Just to... because I'd be able to equip this, ditch the mace, have more inventory space. Also, if I go mend my shield, I can get rid of the secondary shield as well.
If you need anything else, just ask.
Okay, this... I'm pretty sure that's how I came in. Wait, this is just going to loop around, isn't it? So how did I get in here? Through there, perhaps? Ooh. Interesting. But I had to unlock this from the other side. And I know I got in here somehow, and that was the way onwards. Is this it? Certainly starting to look that way. Okay, we got 2 lights for this gateway. So far, so good. That is a very long way down, not a safe drop at all. Although we may have something to help us with that. But I suspect that is not what we should be doing. We should also be restoring our... wait, for... what? Why? Okay. This feels correct. How am I doing? Pretty good, actually. Okay. Yeah, so if we just nip down through here. This way? Maybe. Yes. And then we... Oh, wait. I think we're still good. We do need to find a way through there. Is it something to do with what's in here? We came in here, we killed the two magicians. There was no item to take. This is clearly doing something busy. And walloping it isn't the answer. It does create these red lights over here and on here. As if we should be going through that wall. On the other side of the wall... Okay. That's a very thick wall. In that case, yeah. Can we... We can, you say? Just to make it extra obvious. We cannot reignite the candles. Well, that's interesting for starters. Now, I suspect, yeah. Interesting. Am I supposed to be able to blow that up? And were there quite a lot of barrels of gunpowder nearby? Okay, metal sound on wood. We're not supposed to dig through that. The powder is not so close. This is still probably... No, it seems to project outwards. I don't... It looks like we're supposed to place something in there, but it's sticking out of the door, not recessed into it. Okay. Let's replace our mace. 60, 54, 78. Okay, I think I really should. I may have to cut a lot out of this video if it's just me running back to repair things. Hello? Oh. Are we suddenly not stacking now? Because, there we go. That's a bit better. I've got this, I suppose. Don't really want to waste it in there. I suspect it might have... I wonder if we can turn out that torch outside the door. But I suspect it will east. Yeah, I think we just cut straight through. Yeah, kind of. This music is sounding a little Severance. Ooh, that's very turn of the century. I like that. This is the wrong way. Oh no, it's not. I was thinking it's the last thing to do in that area before we leave, but okay, there we go. So this gets us back to the fortress fairly quickly, where we can repair our items. Aha. I think we'd have to put it down to open doors and stuff, wouldn't we? Okay. Don't think there's a forge down here either in this room. And paying the blacksmith at the keep to fix things is going to be expensive. So we want to do as much manual repair as possible. Now, there is not a skill for repairing our equipment, interestingly. So we just do it. Same with cooking, and I'm pretty sure there might be some crafting I've overlooked. All the red fountains are out over there. Let's see. If I don't go and respec the expensive wizard, then it's going to take me quite a while to get points up. Oh, you know what I can do though, back here in the castle? Yeah, that's an idea. Okay, let's speed up a little then. Ever so slightly excited now by the idea. Although I probably should not be. Because we received a key from a beggar in here, and he informed us that he watched the priest carry some kind of special stone
all in a day's work
into a door below the cathedral. Now previously we could not enter that door, but now things have changed. You may recall this, which cannot be entered, and my suspicion that it connected to a location down in the sewers. Well, that location down in the sewers is where we can use that key now, and it is available and working. I should mend both shields because I don't know if the selling price is based on the durability or not. Right. Are we all smithing comfortably? Then I'll begin. And yes, that was a Listen with Mother reference. If you got it, good for you. If not, you'll work it out. Or I'll have to explain it. You see, a very long time ago... No, do I really have to explain this? Oh. Back when I was a little boy, there was a program on the radio called Listen with Mother. And it was children's stories, right? And they would always begin, "Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin." And that is where I was going with this. Ooh, yeah. Let's get it on the anvil. Again, would be nice to see items aligned correctly on the anvil in the future. And we definitely need some more stamina. There we go. Excellent stuff. Now, next up. There we go. And actually we want to be lightly encumbered in the future anyway. There we go. Right, let's pick those up. Go beat them with a hammer until they're better. Okay. Better, you say? Much better. Excellent, in fact. Now. No! It's gonna be all the way up here in a horrid place we don't need. Really? They're that good already? Get back out there. Probably won't work now. Of course they'll turn into cloth sounds when fully repaired. Or they'll be stuck on serviceable and beyond repair. Somehow. Really? Okay, let's not do that then. Okay. Damaged. I should fix that. Just like this one. Right, that's probably enough. Get a little bit of a chain working there. You know, one in, one out. Okay. It, like Bill and Ted, is excellent, but they're not excellent, they're shit. Right. Come on, you've seen the film. It's like some stupid wanker saw the original pitch meeting for Doctor Who and got it completely wrong. I mean, come on, they even use a phone box. It's so blatant. Right. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. But it's bad if you think it's good, or better than the things it's trying to rip off. Right, okay. We will try once more. Once more. Give it a little while to warm up in the furnace. That might not be enough. That's fully repaired sounds you would get from a weapon. Still serviceable. Okay. I'm feeling that's a no repairs today. Or ever sound. Okay. Weight 0.7, 0.5. We might need to change footwear as well. But I have my doubts. Okay. Mr. Expensive Smith.
What's that?
Can we mend things? 95 copper? Excellent. That's quite affordable, actually. Right. I will sell these. He still doesn't have any better items available for me. We might, at some point, find better, but for now we do not.
Is that
Okay.
it? Don't you have anything of value?
Well, while we are here, let us do something frustrating. I shouldn't, I know, but I shall. And I'll allow you all to witness the horror that I have experienced off-screen. Yes, you too can experience the sheer unbelievable torture of even more fucking platforming. But wait, it's not platforming. But it is. It is. It's platforming without the platforms. There's just corners and walls. It's still running, and it's really, really frustrating. Even with alchemical things to enhance ourselves, it just... I'm not going to say it cannot be done, because evidently someone has managed to achieve it at some point, like the person who created it. However, it's an extremely frustrating, tedious, and unnecessary part of this game's design. However, so far... no map. Okay, fine. I was going to open it. So far, the only two platforming elements I've come across have been entirely non-optional and completely required for main story progression. If you're going to include painfully difficult platforming experiences, please make them optional. Lead to small side rewards for people who really want to do that kind of thing. Do not make it, and if you want to make it a main feature of the game that must be included, do not make it so rare. So we're back down here in the sewers, and we're going to head towards the temple complex. Oh wait, there's that one running around over traps. I suppose I could count that as trap. So that sounded suspiciously. It's our own footprints. Okay. Our own footsteps, rather. We're not going to go in there. We've been in there before. But what we shall do is approach this locked door, which was previously a metal grill through which we could see a hallway. This hallway, in fact, with something that looked like a lever which would probably open the gate. Now we can progress upwards in this direction towards, I believe, that portion of the fortress, which is not yet available, so I may be wrong. We are now in a darkened room, and if you're familiar with John Robertson's The Dark Room, you awake to find yourself in a dark room! It's quite funny. So we appear to be in some kind of crypt, which would make complete sense for its being below a cathedral. We could even call this a sepulchre. Now, I am going to avoid grave robbing at the moment, but I'm also looking into all the tombs. And trust me, this is an agonizing location. For all the wrong reasons. We come out here, and there are plaques. This one does not appear to be one we can interact with. Unknown. The unknown tombs are important. Or Unk, if you've watched that film. St. Edgar. St. Edgar's tomb has been opened. The unknown tomb has not. St. Ossian. Unknown again. Oh, you bastard. This one? Oh, that's just evil. Saint Aaron, Saint Cadell. You notice all of the tombs are open unless they say unknown. Unknown. Oh my god, it's just evil. Saint Selwyn. Saint Rhys. Saint Maris. Saint Elphin. Saint Hein. Unknown. Saint Lynn. Saint Kerian, or Serian. Saint Anwin. Yeah, Anwin, unless you're Welsh, in which case it's like Anwin. Then through here, they are all unmarked. And most importantly of all, this skeleton appears to be crushed underneath this pillar, as if it had descended upon him. And yet he's up around it. It's very dodgy. And then we have a flight of stairs that leads up to the castle above. Now this is evil. Observe as I take unnecessary precautions. We are now quite fleet of foot, but not quite enough. So, 1, 'Oh god, this is evil. Hang on. 1, 2. Oh shit, it's changed! It's changed, I think, since the patch went live. No, wait. There. This one. So, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one used to be the unknown one, I believe. So, here comes the hell. I could have sworn... Ah! 1, 2, 3. Fuck it! 4. Oh shit! 5. Did I get it? Have these fuckers opened up yet? What? What? Oh no! You bastard! That's honestly the most successful I've been with that. So, 1. Got you, you fucker. Right. All the way there. All the way over here. And run like shit. No! Oh, you fucking cunt! Right. absolute evil fuck shit. Yes, you bastard cunt-faced shit wanker! I have done it! That took an incredible amount of time because off-screen I didn't find this one, right? I could open that, press that, run around looking and eventually find that it was this one, press this. Then I learned that I had to press this one. And by the time I'd done that, I didn't know there was one down here and I couldn't get anything out of it. So, we should put our gear back on. As there may be troubles ahead, as Dame Vera Lynn used to sing. Was that her? Oh, maybe not actually. Anyway. New! Please don't be really bad. Please don't involve loads of painful platforming. I see a lever, that's concerning. Lots of torches. Okay. It's fairly obvious what we are supposed to do here. This looks like an airlock type situation. And I probably shouldn't be... Oh, wow. Look at that. That is harsh. Okay, nothing bad has happened. I have no intention of plummeting into the depths. I'm doing this now, okay? I'm going to back up. You know what time it is. We're going in this save slot again. I have a really bad feeling about this. And yet... Oh! Hello. Found a map! Excellent. Of the catacombs. Okay. A barely explored area. One potentially brimming with experience points that we should attempt to collect. Honestly, we really, really should. And it won't be easy. Additionally, we've picked up a new short sword. You know what, though? Just in case we get a very long item. That looks like we're not supposed to break that one. Yep. And we can mend our gear here. That's lovely. The star key. The same star key that would open... Why is our light spell so short-lived now? The same star key that will let us into the castle up above. Right, hang on. Hua! Fucking hell, that looks really bad. With a lever, I would imagine there's some kind of lift that rises up here and that lever will... It looks like a broken lever as well. Ignite, well we know that spell. What do we do? Light the candles? Ooh. Nasty looking portcullis, we've got to be careful. That is interesting how the shadow just completely obliterates and goes all misty. And the shadow adjusts based on our position because of our light. Okay, we'll go back. We do not have the telekinesis spell. Interesting that we were able to unlock this door from here. This one did not even... Oh, shit. I see red light, red light. Oh, it's a healing fountain. I was going to say red light must be bad. Let me guess. Lever. And a corner. And we even have a map to go look. There's a... It's on the other side of that door. The door on the other side of the gaping chasm that we do not intend to plunge into. How bizarre. A bridge over what may have once contained water. Someone didn't want to get their boots wet. This looks like we can't open it. Lever on the other side. So what this is allowing us to do... Oh. Okay. Caps lock must have been on from earlier. Gaping chasm. Now. So for portcullis and lever on this map in these two places, I mean a portcullis that we cannot open, with a visible lever on the other side which must be operated to open it. I should probably put a door there. And then I should attempt to navigate this area without utilizing the, like, bird's foot, harpy's feet herbs to jump across the chasm, because that would be a one-way journey. And again... Oh, you know what? Nope, nope, too far. No! Red fountain. And it shall be red. Oi! I said red. There we go. Right. So, I like the fact... Now, what's this then? Hammer, bow, normal arrows. I suppose we could pick up the arrows. We have not invested heavily in the archery skill. And our equipment has recently been repaired, so we don't actually need to mend anything. Please. Thank you. Oh, you are ready. Got him. Oh, bet that's mouldy bread. Pack's full. Not for long, it ain't. Okay. Damage. Oh no! No! We have to mend things before we can go sell them. Okay, fine. We'll eat the mouldy bread. It won't help. I should not... Ooh. Pretty. Pretty blue light. So, portcullis with obvious lever on the far side. Gary Larson is not present. Please don't make me explain that one. If you feel the need to type Gary Larson and Far Side into an internet search browser of your choice, be my guest. You may find it in Far Side all one word. I don't think it is. I think it is 2 words. But yeah. Okay. Blimey, have I been playing for that long already? That can't be right. Well, I did partake in some evil platforming. Designed by... Right. I really hope that just stays open now and I never have to do that ever again. But it would appear that is an area we should explore. You know, we are gaining more experience points slowly. We took some notes. There is a powerful divine artifact called the Primeval Seed, rumoured to be hidden somewhere within Lysandria. In the right hands, this artifact might have the power to calm the storms over Ariath. Apparently, the Primeval Seed is kept in a small chapel somewhere in the Lysandrian heartlands. I should probably make my way there. It was not there. Father Morris mentioned that the Primeval Seed has been moved to the cathedral inside the inner fortress. This complicates the search, since it requires a special permission to even enter the fortress. I visited the Cathedral of the Seventh Oath, but there was no one there. There was no trace of the Primeval Seed either. Perhaps I should return later. Okay, I don't think... Form an Ur-1, no. Oh! Wait. Is it just because... the cathedral? Have I not been in here before? To trigger that journal entry? Okay. Well then, let us head outside. Back into Lysandria proper. Don't mind me, Mr. Guard, I've just been at prayers. I don't need a spare shield, do I?
Huh?
And I have a very good reason for bringing this up.
Come back with something worth trading.
Because now... let's put this in there. This can go here. I'll drop that there. This here, which does need mending. Okay. And get to work. The sounds of an apprentice blacksmith hammering away on the anvil outside the forge should be of no great concern to anyone here. Ah. Little tiny problem. Solved. Although that does make it a bit harder for us to... No! Somehow this works. It really shouldn't, but it does. Come on, you can do this. Your Highness, we believe in you. We probably shouldn't, while you behave, but hey. Right, let's pop that on there. This can go here. And we'll step back inside. It's like stepping outside for a fight, but without being outside and without the fight.
You better have something good.
Although, if we were to engage in one,
Keep my wits together. Fine.
the items
I've
in here
seen
would be
enough.
just the kind of thing we'd need, especially ones at the back which cannot be purchased. Also, I really hope these leather helmets get a name at some point, because there's been multiple updates of it not happening. Please, brother, put that thing down before you hurt your hand. I don't really need to mend my stuff up here, because I can do it back down there. There we go. Right. You know what, actually? This is a good current arrangement. Before we do that, I will do this. There we go. And now we can go back outside and resupply. Do I want to respec at this point? Ooh. Kinda do. I'd only be shifting a few points around, and I do have some screenshots of the current character sheet, so hey, yeah, that's not entirely... Oh, wait, is it? Is it the previous level? Did I level after taking those screenshots? Quite possibly. Okay. Let's see. I can go and get 2 red flasks, and it will take me some time. And you won't all want to watch that, will you? That'll be a bit boring. I've cleared out these areas. There's nothing particularly helpful to me. Well, apart from maybe waving hello at the guards on our way past, there's nothing overly original to be seen by you all. I mean, I would be freeing up, what, 4, 5, maybe 6 points? Put a few in here. Should definitely put some in anatomy. And divine magic. If it's only 5 points, put 1 there, 1 there, 2 here. It's only really a 2-point weapon skill raise. It's not going to make a massive difference, even if it is 2 levels worth of stuff. What else can I do while I'm here? I can trade with the merchant. Yeah, that's a good idea. But why don't I stop recording now and start again when I've done all this stuff? So here we are, in front of the special wizard. Here's our ability scores. And here's our skill points. I've checked the screenshots, they tally up. I've refilled 2 red flasks,
Dangerous
2 blue
times
flasks.
indeed.
I haven't traded any items.
Greetings, outsider.
Greetings again. Have you come here to forget? Indeed, I would like to redirect my potential, and probably just for once. Are you sure? The procedure is quite complex, and it becomes more difficult every time it is repeated. It will also cost you accordingly. 1 gold, 20 silver, and no copper coins to be exact. Do you still wish me to help you? Yes, please help me forget. Somehow. So be it. You might feel a slight tingle in your head. Hold still now. There. It is done. You should visit a shrine to rest and recover. Should you require my services again, you are welcome to return. Thank you, I think. Farewell, stranger. Let's go level up. Now, fortunately, we don't seem to be too overburdened right now. Although we probably should be. Let's go and work out what that second line is. So, at the shrine, everything was at least a 10. Strength and intelligence were both 14. Then I go to the screenshots. Vitality 13, endurance 12. There we go. Confirm. Close the shrine. Open the shrine again for a full heal. Then we look at skills. Okay. 1 in everything. We'll keep a little cosmic magic and aura magic. We'll ditch the piercing weapons and the swords and axes. Okay. 2 in the top 3. Blunt and divine. Pretty sure there was 2 in speech as well. I'll check in a moment. Yeah. So 3 in athletics, anatomy, and speech. And blunt and divine magic. Right, divine magic up to 5, blunt weapons up to 12. That gives me 5 points left over, and I will save the game. And now we will experiment. So, 81, 60, 54. So let's say we're putting it all into blunt weapons. $81, 89, 74. If I can put in enough for this to pass the 81, I don't need to go all the way to 89. Next up, we have critical hit chance at 5%. So let's just say we put 5 points straight into anatomy. Our critical hit chance is still 5%. Interesting. Increase effect helps to assess chance. Do we need to increase dexterity to increase critical hit chance as well? I'm not sure. So that's interesting because one moment. I can actually check this, right? Let's go see Princess Althea for a moment. Where there's an autosave, that will do. I think she's down on elegance. Not sure. Oh no, I know what the mastery save is for. Yeah, it's when I respect and did lots of different skill combinations to improve. So yeah, 4.4%. Okay, and that's with 12 dexterity and 2 in anatomy. Okay, so that's not going to help us. So it would seem that putting all 5 points into anatomy isn't going to vastly raise Prince Perrin's critical hit chance on its own. Now let's try putting them into divine magic. Now, there's no... Let's see if this still works, right? Watch the blue bar. It's now refilling. So having 10 points in divine magic will give us passive mana regeneration. I don't think 9 points will give us passive mana regeneration, so now... let's do these one at a time. One point. Something I have never seen, but apparently exists. 81. 66. Oh god, okay. 2. 81. 72. Okay, so 2 more points in there. And 54. 3. The 81 stays the same. 77. 61. Ooh, that 61 is catching up nicely. Okay, so then I think what we'll do is put 1 more in. 4. 81 and 83. It's better. So we are going to go like that. And then with that last point, we will pop it in here to start building towards that special magic 10. Might even pump it up to an 8 as we continue to explore the catacombs. Excellent. Wait, no, catacombs. It's... I'm trying... Oh, God. Does it rhyme with comb? Or... yeah, catacombs, not to rhyme with tomb. But to rhyme with tome. It's a weird one. Right. So, not massive. We've redirected 5 skill points, but hopefully that will help us in the long run. Ideally, we'll even get another level. And now we have a Warhammer, which we can swing around, and it uses probably even more stamina. That's a point, actually. We don't have a clear indication of how much stamina weapons use, but we should clearly try to work on those missing ability score points. Interestingly, we're at 16 out of 16 skill points, so that shouldn't be red, but it is for now. Presumably because we are lacking the massive requirements. This heavy hammer instills fear in armoured foes. Also, fear in your physician when they watch you trying to swing it about. And go, oh my goodness, your poor back, you're going to need so much help. I can't remember any I have a bloody map. Hang on. Oh no, there it goes. I haven't marked anything on this map. There might be a red fountain deep underground, but sod it, we're getting out of here. I will head back to the keep and sell off my old spiky mace. And then I will probably be heading back down to the catacombs. See, now I can't even remember. Bugger, that's awkward. I do know that a majority of people do get it wrong. It's a word I haven't had to use that much recently. Annoyingly, if I look it up, it'll probably say both pronunciations are acceptable because so many people get it wrong. That's the annoying thing with lots of... the amount of stupid people who got bald and bold the wrong way round and confused the two of them in the late 90s have led to a vast amount of people now doing it wrong and not just stupid on purpose to be idiots. I could just sell it to the merchant here instead of the smith in the keep. You know what, that reminds me. I did fight a skeleton. How's my gear looking? Fine. Unsurprisingly, the helmet doesn't have a name yet. Okay. Oh, actually. Yeah, let's check in with him again. It's been a while, hasn't it? Not that he'll have any new material for us. Oh, the annoying thing with those ability score requirements being so high, and the fact that we've done so much of the game already, is this niggling feeling that we're like 3/4 of the way through the game and it won't be even remotely possible to meet the requirements for this weapon. Unless there are way more levels thrown at us than we currently have available to us. Even if we had not spent the... I mean, to meet these requirements, would we have to literally have no vitality or endurance at all and be a real sort of paper tiger? Quite possibly. I've seen the developer play, and he likes to really min-max and put all his points in just like 2 skills, right? At a time. Not the same 2 skills, he plays with different builds, but you know, he likes to play sort of very hyper-focused character builds. And if using a weapon means having to put all your points into strength and dexterity, that doesn't lead for very viable warrior builds. I mean, we need some more endurance. We need like a 14 endurance, 15 vitality just to be relatively combat capable at the moment. And it's just not happening.
Hail Hadrius!
Hail Hadrius indeed, let us
Are you looking
trade.
for anything in particular?
I'm going to treat you to my old mace. And I'm going to buy these bandages. Can I just pop that up there? I can. Probably shouldn't bother. But there we go. A precious and rare gem from mines around Alexandria. I want to keep this just for the... if the jeweler's shop opens at some point. I probably shouldn't bother. I can cook that here. I don't need to go anywhere. Okay.
Anytime. Take care.
Right here, in fact. First off, let's pop these there. We now have 13 bandages. Unlucky for some, but let's make those some our foes as they strike at us. Also, let's not waste space when we can just dump it there. Okay. Ooh, nice little fart. Okay. We haven't really achieved much this episode, so I kind of want to press on. Maybe duff up another skeleton, you know? What am I doing? What am I doing? Why am I going all the way back to the castle when there's a forge just downstairs? we can repair our things here. And by things, I mean thing. And by thing, I mean male chausses. Chausses are armoured male trousers. Because, once again, all of the armour names for different parts of armour are in French. Why is that? Well, two probable reasons. Number one, the French were actually reasonably successful in the medieval period. And it's only more recently where people have mocked them, not taken them that seriously, and talked about them, you know, just surrendering and retreating all the time because of, you know, the First World War and the Second World War. More the Second World. Look, the First World War, they didn't really surrender. It's just their land was invaded and everyone was fighting in it. Anyway. The other obvious reason being that the British nobility of the Middle Ages descended from the Normans, and up until practically the Napoleonic period, many nobles had very French-sounding names. I mean, that kind of started to go out of fashion around the, French things were considered fancy and upper class. Yeah, that started to go out of fashion around the, sort of reign of King Henry VIII or Elizabeth I. But, you know, even in the 20th century, lots of fancy French names in the upper classes, which is fun. Let's have a drink of water while we're here. Wet our throat. So, we want to go back into the keep. And down into the sewer. No, we can do it through the cathedral now, can't we? Excellent, even better. Right. Now then. Lots of Fitzsimmons and Fitzwalters and stuff, but the Fitz, F-I-T-Z, from like sort of, I mean, wasn't Fitzwalter the Sheriff of Nottingham's surname? It's Fitzwalter or Fitzwarren, I can't remember which. Yeah, but that sort of name also came into popularity during the, it was still quite popular in the 1600s, 1700s, so quite a while later, you know. Because Robin Hood's like 1200s, right? You know, 13th century. Yeah, and you can bet people have misrepresented it. Actually, maybe even late 1100s, you know, so practically Crusader type equipment. You know, plate armor, virtually non-existent. I mean, it's just gearing up towards the high medieval period, but then plate armor would have been reserved for knights. You know, tournaments, war, Sheriff of Nottingham soldiers, you know, practically dressed like Norman foot soldiers, essentially. There's a very good Robin Hood film, right, which has been vastly underrated and it's not that well known. It came out, and the reason for this, unfortunately, is that it came out the exact same year as Kevin Costner's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I can't remember what it's called. I've watched it once, but I will say that the actor who plays Robin Hood in that film, the way he plays the character, you know, in combination for where it's directed and the other characters and stuff, it is the closest to the sort of personality and feel and vibe of Robin Hood in the old stories out of all the Robin Hood films I've ever seen. And my old level work teacher used to do washing up in a restaurant with him at one point back in the 70s or 60s. You know, he was restaurant washer-upper, that was his job at the time. Yeah. That was going back quite a bit. Can't remember his name. Can't remember the name of the film. Sod it. While I've got you all here. Ha 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 ha. One moment. God, this is going to be tedious, isn't it? Type Robin Hood into... Right, 1991. I don't want popular matches. I want Robin Hood 1991. Okay. Was that it? Yeah, I think it was. It's literally just called Robin Hood. Star Danny Webb, Conrad Asquith, Barry Stanton. I'm pretty sure that's the one. He does great things like disguising himself as a guy with a market stall. Bloody hell, Uma Thurman was in it. Wow. Patrick Bergin played Robin Hood in that film. Interesting. So it's like he's in a marketplace, disguised himself as a merchant, you know, as a stall holder. The sheriff and his men come, like, you know, somebody grabs him and he throws a pot of purple dye in the guy's face and runs away. You know, it's proper trickster Robin Hood energy, you know. And I don't mean swinging on ropes and things, right? I mean the kind of stuff that Disney's Robin Hood Fox might be proud of, right? It's a very... provided I got the correct film there, right? You know, maybe Robin Hood 1991. What do we got? Oh god, some kind of awful cartoon called Young Robin Hood. Robin Hood the Movie 1991. Richard Green, Bernadetta Farrell. That's 1991. It really doesn't look it. Didn't Richard Green archive footage of Richard Green as Robin Hood? Didn't he? No, it was Graham Greene who wrote all the Robin Hood stories and everything. Leo McKern, Alan Wheatley. Oh, see, I'm not sure. Right, this feels like archive footage. No. This was all. Yeah, they weren't using old shots from old TV. Robin Hood 1991 TV movie. No. Robin Hood 2: The Invincible Knight. God no. Robin Hood, the Man, the Myth, the Movie. TV movie. Not the Kevin Costner one. I think there's a pretty good chance it's the one I first came up with, right? The Patrick Bergin one. The other Robin Hood. It's 5.7 on IMDb. Probably deserves around a 6 or a 7 out of 10. You know, it's not like a perfect 10 out of 10 film or anything. Oh, apparently it's got lig butt fuck off icons and allies in it or something, or they just shoved that on the side to make me press lig butt fuck off. I'm not going to do it. Maybe the same year as Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, and thus did not receive a theatrical release in the United States. Woad, the purple dye Robin throws at the tax collector, wouldn't have been around in the middle of the village. The process used to make the dye smelled so bad that woad makers had to live outside the village to make it. Also, while in the cauldron, it actually looks green. The indigo or purple colour only shows up as you remove the dyed item from the liquid, so the dye would not have appeared purple in the bowl before Robin threw it. This is the one! Yes! Yes, this is the film I remember. Good! So glad I found it. And wasted all your time looking it up. Oh, God. Wonder if I get some dislikes of that. Let's save our location here, just in case we have some kind of horrible mishap. We've barely gained any experience points for battering that skeleton, so let's see if we can batter some more. By which I don't mean coat them in a sort of, crunchy substance to cook and deep fry with no Mars bars. Because only the Scots do that, thus proving that they are truly as barbaric as the Romans led us to believe. Oh, wait, what? Really? Does this go round the... It goes round the fucking pit. We got a lever, we got stuff. Let's ignore all that and go back this way because there is another door. Two other doors. Not locked. Okay. But yeah, it's a good film. If you get the chance to watch it sometime, you know, be my guest. We have the key. Let's ignore the key and say, hit my shield. Fucking hell, man. The reach on this thing is atrocious. Although the damage is very satisfying. Where's his shield? It's over there. Let's eat some mouldy bread. No good will come of it. So then we can put the saber up there. And I was going to heal myself and expect to recover the mana because locked. Keep it going then. Ooh, wow. Okay. More water arrows. And we gained the ignition spell, did we not? I think this might lead us round. Careful. To down here. Oh, by a quite long and circuitous route. Okay, let's not do that just yet. Although I practically have to now. Well, I'd obviously forgotten there was a tax collector. Look, I haven't seen the film since, like, 1998, maybe 99, okay? Oh, wait, no. Because Joe Seeks, yes, his surname was spelt S-E-E-X, used to work with him, and Joe Seeks told me this before he committed suicide. And he committed suicide when I was about... Yeah, so that would have been 1996, I think, that he died. Because he was really depressed because his ex-wife wouldn't let him see his son and was treating him really badly. So I must have seen the film in 95 or 90, possibly 94, right? But that does give me a very good time frame for knowing when I saw it. So yeah, for a film I have not seen for approximately 30 or 31 years, I'd say I did a bloody good job of remembering that he threw purple liquid in someone's face when they tore his hood off. And it's actually got a really nice ending as well, where he actually uses diplomacy and persuades the Sheriff of Nottingham and Guy of Gisborne to seek peace. And he's like, look, why don't we stop fighting each other? And he does it in a really good way as well. You know, it's not like they just go, oh yeah, peace and love, man, we totally agree. You know. Please be something really good down here worth... Okay, that's... Okay. We might be able to climber back out of there. Is that just there in case we fall in? Someone's been down here before. Is there a reason to go down there? I'm not seeing it, but I want to find out now. Hold it. Oh god. That was so dark, wasn't it? Our one point increase in divine magic seems to have drastically reduced our divine magic spell duration. Can we get back up? Okay. Well, I'm down here now. With no way back up. I am very much starting to feel as if it was not worth coming down here. Interesting place for gravestones, though. Alright, can we... Alright, we can. Excellent stuff. Perhaps we just needed a better angle. Okay. Alright, bit of a problem. Yes. Really? Really, game? Okay. And now we can put our combat gear back on. There's also apparently another very good Robin Hood film that I haven't seen, starring Sean Connery as an old Robin Hood who's come back from the Crusades. You know, he went off to fight in the Crusades because he was such a good archer. He's come back, made Marion's old as well. And I think it is the only film to correctly portray the death of Robin Hood and his betrayal at the hands of the Abbess of Kirklees. Okay, we've got ourselves a couple of torches. Hello. That looks very pretty. This... Oh, shit. We don't have it because we had to use it to get into the mines. So we need another one of those. And whoever that is walking around in there, he appears to have a pointy helmet on. Which probably means he's wearing decent armor. And hello, what's this? If we stand on it, will something bad happen? Yes. Although apparently we can go back again. It sounded like lightning. I could blatantly check the map to see where we are. But that would kind of ruin the surprise, wouldn't it? Let's look in this direction as well. Oh, a shrine! How perfect. And a leather shield. And many, many skulls. All racked up neatly by some evil bastard. Also some lockpicks. We may need them to get out of here. Right. Hello? Okay, was that adorned? Oh, wow. So many options. Okay, let's be realistic here. This is probably the way we want to go. Is this Yes, it is. Okay, so there's a good chance this door was locked, or I just should have tried it first. Oh, light's gone out again. We really need to work on that focus. Okay. There's a hole up there that we probably... Oh! Okay, we can get quite close. Right. Something green and glowing that we may be able to get to by going past the shrine again. Wait. Not past the shrine. This path does wend upwards. What was I going? Oh yeah, I was going to say, if you guys have seen a really good Robin Hood film that you'd recommend, that looks like a nice place with mushrooms in, and it looks like where the green glowing thing should be, almost, but not quite. Oh. It's a gravestone, it's not a sign. Okay, club. It's not an American sandwich. Oh, hello. What a... Oh, shit. Okay. No! You bastard. Right. Fuck you. I have a hammer. And the purple thing is trapping me here. I don't like it. It's probably a spell I can learn. Also probably a spell I should not learn. And yes, this does look... I don't know how strong the current is, otherwise I would be very tempted to go explore. But I may not be able to jump over that. It also looks like I'd have a lot of trouble getting back up again. I don't see an obvious way across that apart from painful leaping. So let us continue our exploration. Oh shit. Okay, yeah. Oh god. You're the pointy-headed bastard! Okay, here's what we're going to do. Wrong spell. We're going to heal up, then use the blue fountain to restore our mana. How can it be full? Oh, here two! Excellent. Yeah, we can leave the mouldy bread. It's not going to help us much. Right. Club. Did he have something else? Again, it is not an American sandwich. I don't know why they would name a sandwich after something they do to baby seals. I imagine it's to make it sound rather prestigious. And actually, they probably haven't done that to baby seals since the 70s. To make it sound more prestigious and exclusive. And we need a lever. And there's one right here. Okay. A little bit too convenient, but I can work with that. Once I've found where it's gone. What opened up? It's hopefully just something through there. Oh, you're kidding. Did it just close again? Is it timed? I think it is. And I also think I'm too heavily burdened to. We know what they want us to do. It's not gonna work. Okay. So, you know what that means, don't you? It means I'm gonna walk all the way back in there and open the map and leave myself a note that says timed lever. And then we can have another one here that says timed door. Which is the approximate location. I should probably just put timed lever and door on one note, but we're gonna have to go light on our load again. You know what? Okay, no, I was gonna say these are all in pretty good condition, but that's clearly not the case. Okay. So I should attempt to get in there at some point. For now... oh, hello. We'll take you with us, obviously. You get to stay dead as well, that's excellent. Locked. Do I? Yeah, I think I do. Because I can theoretically just teleport back again via the white symbol on the floor. Or just walk out this door. That would be very reasonable, considering everything I'm carrying. Especially as there's a forge over here where I could repair my things. Then head back out to the keep and trade. Right, yeah, good idea. Downside to this. Major downside. I don't... Okay, wait. Damaged. Okay. It's just that I'm having very little space to work with here, obviously. However... Oh, really? What was I going to say? I can now start cycling through items, right? There we go. We just work away. That sounds fixed. Very fixed. Excellent. Bill and Ted would do bad acting. Please note, I am intentionally referring to the characters there and not the actors. I don't think they're bad actors, but I think that the direction that film was headed in did not require particularly good acting, and, oh, you know what, sod it. We're going off on a different tangent now, aren't we? Excellent. So, there is an a joint American-Australian TV series called Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World. And yes, they insisted on pronouncing it that fucking badly. Anyway, it was shot in Australia with a predominantly Australian cast, by which I mean there were like 2 or 3 Canadian cast members and the rest were Australian. And all the Australian cast members spent the entire series putting on American accents, or Canadian accents, like North American accents, presumably so as not to alienate their target audience. The reason I bring this up is that one of the actors playing Lord Royston, you know, the noble lord who helps fund the expedition, had never had an acting job in his life before. He was a model. He decided to give acting a try. He misread the audition and thought it was an advert for some kind of tropical fruit drink. Right? So he turned up, auditioned, he got the role, and over the course of the 4 seasons of the series, you get to watch him learning how to act. And you know what? He's a good actor by the end of it. But early on, it's not that he's really, really bad. It's that obviously he's doing the kind of acting that doesn't require as much skill. The director's sort of being like, okay, mate, you stand there, do that, whatever. And he's, he's working at it. He's giving his all, but clearly inexperienced. And the director is making good casting, good directional choices, so as to so as to not overtax his abilities, right? And then later on, he gets to do more interesting things. Actually, so the idea is based very loosely on the Lost World, except in addition to the dinosaurs, they have all kinds of weird magical things going on. At one point, they got sucked out into this haunted castle, and it was like this witchcraft or haunting themed episode. And he was possessed and lounged upon a throne wearing a period piece costume in a very specific pose. I say this because a number of years later, when Fighting Fantasy put out the Howl of the Werewolf book, if you go look at the picture of the villain sitting on the throne just before the final encounter, yeah, it's the exact same pose, exact same outfit, obviously not quite the same actor. But yeah. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, right? Many of the classic Fighting Fantasy illustrations feature, people who worked at the company or stuff like that, right? I mean, like, Ian Livingstone's in how many, of the illustrations? I mean, most notably, he is the prisoner in Death Trap Dungeon who's, chained up to the wall with one hand cut off and his cut off hand is nailed to the door. But he's also a number of the other characters in the illustrations as well. That being said, I must check if Ian McCaig, notorious Fighting Fantasy artist, worked on Galaxy Quest. Because the main villain in Galaxy Quest appears to be wearing something on his head that is heavily inspired by the parasitic Gonchong living crown that the Lizard King wears in Island of the Lizard King. Is that Fighting Fantasy Book 7 at Island of the Lizard King? No, wait. 7 is Scorpion Swamp, isn't it? What's Island... 14 is Temple of Terror. I can't remember what Island of the Lizard King is, but it's one of the early ones. I should replay that at some point on the channel, because for one time I tried to play it on the channel, I rolled really low skill and got killed in like the second fight. Really near the beginning, just the dice did not like me that night, I must say. Did not like me at all. Speaking of which, goodness, are we getting on for like a 2-hour episode at this point? I should probably stop soon. Right. But hey, if I've played for that long without noticing, that means I've been enjoying myself, right? Must be doing something right. Also, hello? Let's have a drink. I should just refill a flask because it's easier than doing it somewhere else. And obviously I want to go back in there, look for the items. I think the bodies decay. Wait. I think they turn into bags on the floor. They don't turn into piles of skulls and bones like they do in Tainted Grail, because that's what they do in that game. Hello! I want to sell you things. I've got a dagger here. You might like it. Oh, I should mend those too. Okay. Yeah, I should absolutely do that. Sell this too, as well while I'm at it. Okay. Good stuff, I suppose.
Come back with something worth trading.
You know what I'll do? If I move my pickaxe to front tab, and front tab, I was going to call it front page. Front page is stuff we want to keep. Back page is more transient items. Things we're not so bothered about possessing in the long run. Anyway, the other truly memorable thing about that TV series is, apart from the fact that it kind of just stopped and got cancelled, they had a plan, and you could kind of see where they're doing this. So their plan, because they even had time travel. They went forwards in time and met Winston Churchill before the First World. They met him during the First World War, like, before the Second World War, essentially, or sort of. Yeah. They were going to. They had the wonderful magical episode of the Dragon. Where they were trying to work out how to defeat a dragon, and they had been warned that nothing can survive the dragon's fire, so they got the dragon to burn itself. By the professor, not the skeptical professor who doesn't believe in the dinosaurs. He kind of left at the end of the first series and just never came back. He was one of the Canadian cast members. He was one of the 3 Canadian. I think he was only there just at the beginning to be sort of like a kindly, friendly father figure. And the other one, the mad professor who believes in the dinosaurs, he was like a very willful, Professor Challenger. That's right. Didn't look much like Professor Challenger, who should look more like sort of a mix of Bob Hoskins and Brian Blessed, if you go by the original character descriptions. Anyway, actually, he should basically be played by Brian Blessed. He's got the personality as well. I'm not kidding. Actually, did he play Professor Challenger in that film where they had Peter Falk as a Christian missionary, who I don't think was even in the original story, who like sabotaged the bridge, the tree bridge they crossed to get there, and thus trapped him on the... Anyway, so they were going to discover towards the end, after Professor Challenger had done his tricks with smoke and mirrors, to project an image of himself into the middle of the swamp for the dragon to fly low over the swamp and like ignite the volatile swamp gas as it tried to burn him and burn itself up. Yeah, that's literally how they did it. And we will go take this to the other place because we ain't gonna have room for it here. Anyway, they were going to discover, apparently, in the last... Because they... Right, sod it, I'm gonna... The other memorable thing about the series was the theme tune. It was like incredible B-movie schlock type series, but the theme tune was very good, very dynamic, very got you awake and focused at like 4 or 5 in the morning, or whenever it was the Sci-Fi Channel was putting it on for like a few years. But anyway, apart from the theme tune, because the series got cancelled, they actually published their a summary of their plans for the last 1 or 2 seasons. They were going to reveal that the Lost World was in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle, which is why they've been having all this weird sort of Monster of the Week thing. The best thing they had, actually, was a bunch of recurring villains. A empire of Roman lizardmen. Lizardmen with Roman culture. Anyway, they were going to reveal it was in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle, and that they were all reincarnations of characters from Arthurian legend, with Lord Royston being Sir Lancelot, Professor Challenger being Merlin, the woman who always betrayed them in like almost every single episode was going to be Morgana Le Fay. And those sort of revelations were going to come in the last few episodes. Actually, that reminds me of
I do what I can.
a TV series, which is interesting because I was told about this TV series when I was a student in 95, 96, right? 94 maybe. Yeah, 94. Because I remember who told me, right? And where I was. I was told about this TV series, and I was told, you should watch this, you'd like it. But apparently it wasn't made until about 10 years later. It's a New Zealand series called The Almighty Johnsons. And the Johnson family are they aren't reincarnated Norse gods. Well, they kind of are. It's like after Ragnarok, everything went to shit, and it got so bad that the Norse gods decided to disguise themselves as normal humans. And then, when one of them dies, or when the time is right, they are awakened, and then they know who they are, and they've got some of their old powers. Loki was a lawyer. Odin was a drug dealer. Odin was the main character who was looking for Frigg to try and reunite with her, because if he could get back together with Frigg, then they could all go back to Asgard and be gods again. You got, what's his name? Not Hodur. Is it Ullr, the god of the hunt, who can never turn down a competition and always wins at competitions, which gets him a lot of enemies, and he's like really competitive. Yeah, Loki was a lawyer. And at one point, and Thor was this drunk farmer who lives on a little island off the edge of New Zealand. He was banished there by Odin for something really bad he did years ago, and he's not allowed back on the mainland. And the dwarfs and giants look like normal-sized humans as well. And at one point, Thor is getting drunk with this giant and a dwarf, and he doesn't know they're a giant and a dwarf, and he's just like commiserating with them over their troubles. It was a hilarious series. I wish I'd been able to watch it properly and fully. I've only caught a few glimpses. Wow, that is interesting bit of glitching there on the left-hand side of the screen as I turned rapidly, wasn't it? Okay, interesting little white bits there. I should probably stop playing soon. Hard drives might be filling up or something. If I can just leg it through to here and get back into this area... that would be grand. Then I'll take a left, a right, a left again, and then stop. Can't take this lever with me to fix any of the broken ones, so that's fine. I was able to fix it. There was one right there. It was very easy. Okay, so as I said, ignoring that right-hand turn there, would take a left here, a sharp right here, then a left again. And I did say I would stop. You know what? I will go stand here just to make it a little obvious that I'm not just pointing towards the one exit. There we go. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this long and rambling episode with my bit of exploration and my... Oh, let's see, about... Oh god, really? Yeah, we didn't get much... Oh wait, no, that's not a total. That's a total. That's not a... Okay, so we did get some experience. Maybe a few hundred points. But yeah. Hope I haven't scared you off for next episode, but hopefully I'll be a little bit more focused. And I'll look forward to seeing you all then. Alright, bye for now everyone. Take care. And hey, if you want to natter down in the comment section about anything I mentioned, or even discuss it with me in the comment section, go ahead. You know, I'll be around checking up on things from time to time. And bye-bye for now. Go enjoy your day or whatever it is you're doing.